Buenos Dias Gunners Collective. Back at it, you already know. Like a motherfucking smack addict, right? And as you can tell by today's thumbnail, blah da da. Mozzy, right? This man jumped on the scene like a storm, man. He did his thing. One time for your mentality, one time for your mind, right? Mozzy, he's hitting headlines right now. He's hitting headlines coming out of Sacramento, capital city, 9/11 sickness, man. That real capital of California. Sacramento, man, one of the most dangerous places on earth, man, where they will smack your lace in your whole head backwards. Real talk, man. People are not playing out there in Sacramento. A lot of props, a lot of respect goes out to Sacramento, not just because they'll fucking kill your ass, but because there's a lot of real people coming out of Sacramento, and there always has been. I've done a lot of time with a lot of real ones out of Sac, and all I can say, man, is Sacramento has always been its own place. The Wiggleization is real. They have their own stilo, their own style, and a menudo style in a direct fashion. I'm going to tell you right now, man, don't sleep on Big Sac Town. They'll put the Mac down and the clap down, indubitably. But anyways, let's talk about this guy, Mozzy. Lil Tim, as he once called himself. This is a guy that has lived the American dream, right? He came from the gutter, from the mud, shook them cobwebs, man. Got up out of the slums of the city of Sacramento, man, the P, Oak Park. Growing up in that area, growing up right there in the P, man, I've done time with a lot of guys from the P, and I'll tell you right now, it's a very dangerous area. It's the ghetto. It's the hood. It's the barrio. It's everything tied up into one, man. And music has always played a big influence into that neighborhood right there. They've always had little rappers come out of there, people that have tried to get themselves up out the mud, about the slums, and have hardly been able to do it. It's very hard, to get doors open for you, to be able to come out of the ghetto and to be able to prosper and make it. But this man, Mozzy, Little Tim, man, has made it. Newsflash of the day, man, he just signed to CMG Records, right? That's a big deal coming from an artist from the West Coast in a city known as Sacramento. To sign a major deal is well deserving. This man has deserved a deal for a long time. His music by far has surpassed a lot of other people's music. This guy has started his own language, just like E40 once did back in the 90s. If you guys remember, like I do, a 90s baby, way back in the 90s, man, that boy E40 was doing it, right? People at first couldn't even understand what he was saying. Hey, what's that vato saying over there, man? I don't get it. You know what I mean? Lieutenant Rosta what? Lieutenant Rostavach, right? He had his own words, and eventually people got on and they figured out, man, what that man was saying. You had to slow down and move fast with a purpose, right? And really listen to the words that were coming out of his mouth, the words that were coming out of his boca, because he had a lot of game. He was really game related, and he put it out there. And people like Mozzy took that mold and they ran with it. They took the Play-Doh, they made their own little statue out of it, Sasuke, and they kept it going. They kept that flame lit. Spence on la tira. I'm fucked up right now. I can't really say too much. But anyways, they kept that flame lit, and they've gone on and moved on and did their own thing and put their own twist on certain situations. And their lives parallel. Their style parallels. Two guys from the ghetto, from the streets, man, that didn't have much growing up, came from poverty, came from an impoverished community. A community where there's not a lot of things to look forward to. You either have it or you don't. You're either gifted and you got the game, or you don't. Now, you could strive to go out there and get it like Mozzy and E40 did, but at the same time, not everyone has that special quality, right, that this guy Mozzy possesses. So I've kept up with his career the whole time, man, since he came out. And of course, I keep up with street politics out there in Sacramento. And what I can say without saying too much is what they got going on and what they're doing out there in the city of Sacra is their business. Okay, that's their business. That's no one other city. That's no one else's business. No one should be involved in what you don't know, because what you don't know might come back and bite you in the nalgas, and you're not going to like that too much. Bang, bang. But Mozzy was definitely involved in it. See, he's not just a rapper. Let's differentiate rappers from clappers. Okay, you got people that go out there and they rap about it. They wouldn't get far, loving the rap star, orderly game. And people that go out there and they talk about carrying 8Ks and riding in 6.4s and doing this and doing that, and ain't came close to a Ferrari or nothing like that, but in a rap video. Okay, this is just a persona that they're displaying, that they're putting on, so that people like me and you and everyone else bites into it. So scary, I like that song. That should go. You see, I want to get an 8K on my high, right? But everybody knows that real gang members, real gangsters, real people about that life ain't displaying that, man. They're just pulling it out when it's quite necessary to do that. But people like Mozzy, I've had to go that route. You know, they've been incarcerated. They went through prison, county jails, the branch, things of that nature out there in Sacramento, and was really out there in the streets making a name for himself. Now, I'm not going to sit here and get into a debate on gang politics and G Parkway and the P and Del Paso Heights and all these different hoods, Franklin boys, and all this different shit that's going on in Sacramento, because at the same time, in the meantime, in between time, at the end of the day, that's their shit. No one knows it better than they do. Okay, so period, plain and simple. That's just what it is. But at the same time, I will say that this man was out in the gutter. He was out in the streets doing what he knew and how he knew how to do it. And he got involved into the rap game. And, you know, for people that don't know, you know, they heard Mozzy, oh, blah, da, da, all I ever known, and all these different songs. And now he started to go mainstream with YG, Slim 400, and rappers of that nature, other sangres. But he was a real one doing it from way back in the days. You know, I used to bump Little Tim when he went by the name Little Tim before he got affiliated and hooked up with Livewire, Filthy Rich, and all them cats, and really got put on. Now, you have to pay respect and you have to pay homage to the guys that look out for you, the guys that open up them doors, man. You can't bite the hand that feeds you. And I know he was having a beef with Filthy Rich. I don't know if that's still ongoing. So I was scared, like I said, I'm not in their living room rolling a blunt, kicking back with them on the daily. But I will tell you from the outside looking in, I know they were beefing. But I also know that Filthy Rich opened a lot of doors for Mozzy. Now, there's a lot of gang things that came into play during then. And what you have to understand is the rappers, most of the rappers out there in Sacramento are real life guys. You know, you got Cash Money Lavish, shout outs and respects, Stars, they're out there doing their thing. And then, of course, you got the P, Oak Park, man, for those of you that don't know, Fourth, they're out there doing their thing and have always done their thing. And here's a funny story. And it's not even really funny, but it's just real. I was a CYA and NRCC, man, and everywhere I looked, there was guys from Oak Park around me. And me being from Merced, Central Valle, 209, I didn't know nothing about Oak Park or any of the intricacies in the makeup into Sacramento street politics and their gangs and how they were doing it. But I got laced up. You know, I got laced up by someone that was truly from the P, from Oak Park, and he told me the get down and how they were bloods. And at that time, I remember the beef was real heavy with them and the Garden Block Crips, man. There was a lot of Garden Block Crips in NRCC, and there was a lot of Oak Park guys, and they were beefing, man. They were really going at it. This is when smaculation and decapulation was really going on in a real way. Gang banging was real, okay? So Mozzy probably wasn't around at that time. He was a young buck, you know what I mean? Knee high to a young buck. And he came up in the game, but he knew his historia. He knew his history and all the things that played into that street beef. And of course, man, as he's growing up, he got into his own beefs and things happen, things change, the politics change around you. Certain gangs start getting along where certain gangs start beefing, and that's just part of life. And in Sacramento, man, it's very gang orientated and very real. And when you're in the rap game there, man, you better play your cards right, because if you ain't got some joker and aces up your sleeve, so I was scared, them queens will get you every time. Bang, bang. You know what I mean? Two pairs is always going to be better than one. But you got to have that three of a kind. Bang, bang. So this guy Mozzy gets into the rap game and starts coming up, you know, and he tries to separate the rap music from the gang banging, but it's hard to do, especially when you're coming from the city of Sac. You know, you only know what you know, and over there, life is real and life is cheap on them streets. Okay. And that's just the way it is. You know, I got a lot of homeboys out of the city of Sacramento, man, that I got a lot of respect for. And I respect all individuals from the city of Sac, because at the end of the day, everybody in Sacramento got a little bit of thug in them. They might fight against each other. But I promise you this, if you're from out of town, you go over there, they getting pissed, and that's just the way it is. Sacramento was a city of its own. That's the way it is. And Mozzy grew up there. So now this guy's rap career takes a few twists and turns, and he gets into a few beefs that everybody knows about, especially the one ongoing with Cash Money Lavish D and different people. But what people don't understand is that's not just necessarily a rap beef. That's where you get the game twisted and fucked up. It's not just rap beef, okay? That's real street shit that's leaked over into the hip hop game. But the guy Mozzy, man, was a genius. He was smart. What he did was he moved up out of there. Got up out of there, wiggled, man, but still kept his roots locked in. Still kept that love for the hood. Still went back to the hood and showed face and showed love, man. And for that, he has many fans and many people that he surrounds himself with. Day oneers, riding in Stone Cold Hummers that got love for him. And this man took it to LA and started making the right business decisions for himself. Now, of course, a lot of people started hating on him when he went and signed one Messy Mar because of the situation of the predicament that Messy Mar, Mescaline, man, that boy mess finds himself involved in. You know, using narcotics, using drugs, man, and not having a sound mind, man, can get people looking at you some type of way. Oh, he's just a skante warrior. Oh, that vato's a hierba. Oh, that vato's fucking a patient, man. He's just a basehead. You know, he's living under the Richmond Bridge. But at the end of the day, don't knock a man for what he does, man. Look at a man's history, look at a man's jack, man, and give him his respect for what he's done. Because he has paved the way for a lot of rappers like Mozzy, who looked up to him and bumped that. I'm wet. I roll around with the Mac and a tech, you know what I mean? And was feeling that. So he signs them and people start hating on that situation. But Mozzy got up out of that. You know what I mean? He rose up higher than that. And reason being, man, is you can't knock a real one down. When a real one's out there doing real things in real life, you got to give him his respect. Respect is the biggest word I always push on my channel because it's something I truly, really believe in. You know, I like to cap, I like to play, I like to clown all day. But at the end of the day, homeboy, I gotta fucking say it. Respect is where it's at, homeboy, yeah, I'll AK it. I'll spray it, I'll make it fucking happen. Come at the captain, get it to smacking. I ain't giving a fuck, homeboy, hats are flattened. I can't rap, I'm just saying though. You know what I mean? Anyways, respects to Mozzy. So I'm looking at my feed the other day and I see that he signs to CMG, Yo Gotti, Moneybag Yo, all them cats, Black Youngster, man. And these guys, it's crazy because I watched these guys and I've followed their careers. They don't sign you with a check. They don't put money into your account. These motherfuckers dump duffel bags of stacks on a bed and they're like, Suski, there it is. That's 30 mil. The wind's blowing. That's all you. Are you signed? One blood. And it's all good. And of course, man, Mozzy would have been a fool to not take the feria and been a fool to not jump on a carro coming from the South that's really doing it. You know, they're doing it out there, man. Them Memphis boys and Tennessee boys, man, them Atlanta boys, all that area, man, they're really pushing that musical movement. They're really making it happen. And you can't hate. You know, you really can't hate. But at the end of the day, I just wanted to give respect and put some respect on his name because the history of Mozzy, the real one, Tim from Sacramento, you know, people hate on him all the time. You know, hey, I don't like his music. I don't like this. I don't like, you know, all because he's from a different side or all because, you know, they try to blur the lines with gang shit and music shit. But what you got to understand at the end of the day, man, is this guy is musically talented, very talented. And he deserves everything he's got, you know, and he's one of our own. He's a product of California. He's a product of the West Coast. He's a product of Northern California. So anyone from up north should have some admiration and some love for this because we're finally getting on. And yes, man, he definitely might not be Raza, but got a lot of love from the Raza, you know, and has showed a lot of love to the Raza. So at the end of the day, man, we all got to look out for each other, man. I know when I bump every day, I got my 15 slapping in the back, blah, da, da. I'm off that Mozzy. Right? I'm off that Cash Money Lavish D. You know, see, I don't play those gang moves anymore. I'm not choosing one side over the other. That's just not the way I'm going, especially not based off of gang movements because that's not my business. That's not my thing. If the motherfucker got a good beat and he's dropping dope rhymes, guess what? Bang, bang, I'm going to bump it. And in that fashion. But Mozzy does play that. You know, CML does play that. And that's their business. And I'm just hoping, and I'm in hopes that this young kid, man, who just got signed, man, who's going to make a lot of moves and really put the West Coast on mainstream. You know, like Snoop Dogg and Dre and Eazy-E and Cube and all them that did it. You know, of course, you have Too Short out the Bay Area, E40, who's finally getting his just dues. The Mac Dre boy, all damn day boy, straight up out the Bay boy, never fuck with a gay boy. You know what I mean? It's all love. There's certain individuals that just got it. They're just talented in what they do. That's kind of like the YouTube game in here. Some people just got it and some people don't. And I respect everybody, those that do and those that don't got it. You know, it is what it is, man. You can't hate on the next man for having that spark and having that flame and having that shine, man. All you got to do, man, is do you and everything's going to see all right on 55th Street. You know what I mean? Get nifty with it. You know, some people got it. That's just the way it is. And in the rap game, it's the same thing. Young Mozzy has got it. You know, every calculated move that he's made so far up to date, everything has been up to par. You know, and he's done it in a Sacramento way. You got to understand, Sacra traditionally and historically has always been different. They've been their own thing. You know, if you ain't never did no time with Vatos from Sacra, if you ain't never wiggled out there in the capital city, if you ain't never met anyone, man, you got to say everything that they do is different. They got a little bit of mix of a bay with a valley twist to them. You know, they're their own, and they've always been like that, and they've always showed love for their city first and foremost. And for that, I can say I respect it. You know, I did time with real individuals from SAC, man, and they always were about their business. And people from Mozzy's hood, from his barrio, from his clique, his area, they've always been dangerous, bro. They've always been real ones and with the business. So these guys from CMG, you know, that have signed Mozzy, you know, they know what they're bargaining for. They know what they're getting. Because don't think that you're just getting some rapper that's going to rap with dreads and you know what it is. And nah, it ain't none of that, man. This guy's real. Everything he speaks about, everything he talks about has come from past experiences, lived experiences, man. And you got to respect it. And I think that these guys do respect that. And that's the reason why they're giving him his shine. That's the reason why they're giving him his time. And he's played his part right and he deserves it. Now is the time. Now is Mozzy time. Now is the time for the city of Sacramento to be on the map like they quite deserve. You know, I've always had love for the city, even though they don't love the gun. Bang, bang. And I understand that. But for those of you that do fuck with me and rock with me, understand and know, man, that at no point in time have I ever disrespected the city of Sac, man. I know you guys put the mat down, man. It is what it is. It's just all love. Especially because the city of Sacramento has a lot of Raza. And I know I've talked about in the past how the Raza and the Africano community, man, has blurred and it's all became mixed. And at first I was looking at it like we were losing our identity as brown people. We're losing our identity, you know, due to this music industry and due to the hip hop generation and due to the culture and all that. But at the end of the day, after I sat back and I reanalyzed, and some people got at me, and everyone, you know what I mean? And I reloaded my CD-ROM and everything was good. Recalculated some shit. The wind started blowing that way. And at the end of the day, I said, you know what? This is a good thing. This is the black and brown movement at its finest. You know, we're all the same. We all go through the same struggles. We all go through the same strife. We all go through the same prejudices. We all go through the same turmoils. So why not rock together in a real way? You know, whether it be gang related or just socially related, whatever the case may be, man, at the end of the day, all we have is each other, and let's fuck with each other in a real way and make it happen. You know, so I just wanted to send respects and shout out to Mozzy. You know, for those of you that don't know his history, he came from nothing and he's got a whole lot of something now. Is it deserving? Absolutely. You know, and I know I'm not Africano, but I got a lot of love for my Africano brothers, man. I can sit here and say it's a proud moment, and I'm proud that someone, an innovator of the West Coast, has finally got put on and finally got his just due, especially from Northern California. Because look, quietly as was kept, on some real shit, we don't get no love. I thought you knew it, fool. But you know how we do it. We don't get no love. No respect. Who we got? Too Short, Need 40? Bang, bang. Give us someone else. Mac Dre? Okay, yeah. Speedy Loke and Woody? Shit. The homies were doing it. You know, we got a lot of talent, you know, throughout the whole state of California, from the top to the bottom and the bottom to the top. We got that, you know, and it's time for us to shine. So someone like Mozzy, man, if you have to put us on your backside, watch out. Let's go, Tonto Rodriguez. Let's make it happen. Hi-ho and silver, and in that fashion. Anyways, with that being said, man, I just wanted to touch on Mozzy. For those of you that don't know him, this is the introduction from the gun. And I will say this, man, his music is banging. Get up on his music, man. This man is going to hold the torch for the whole West Coast. He's going to really put it down for Northern California. Over to see, you already know what it is, man. We got that talent. We got that one, man. And we're happy to have that. You know, and I'm not trying to differentiate the North from the South at the same time. I will just say, can we win one time for our mentality? You know what I mean? It's time for us to win in a menudo style. And that's what we're trying to do. Of course, okay, with that being said, we'll see how it plays out from here. We'll see if the gang involvement in Sacramento and whatever he's involved in, and I'm not trying to put his business out there, but we'll see how that plays out, man. Hopefully he's able to separate himself from the ties that bind. Hopefully, man, I'm not saying fucking disrespect his hood or leave his hood, because you never fucking forget where you come from. But at the same time, man, separate business from pleasure and pleasure from business, man, and do your thing, because you're quite deserving and have worked hard, you know, to maintain that persona, and have worked hard to build this empire which he is building, you know. And I just hope that at the end of the day, man, he stays winning. You know, I hope that everybody in life wins. Anyways, with that being said, man, I hope that you move fast with a purpose. I hope that you go out there and get it, man. If you haven't bumped no Mozzy, man, get up on it. You better hurry up, man, before it goes too mainstream, man. I'm talking about his old school shit as little Tim when he was really rocking, man. Not flipping and flopping. You know what it is, man. The business. Anyways, with everything that's going on, stay aware of what's going on around you. Remember, man, we're losing fallen soldados every day, man. We lost 2 rappers yesterday. Shout outs again and respects, man, to, you know, Mr. Night Owl, and of course, one Tito B, you know, from the motherfucking VGD. You know what it is, man. Go out there, move fast with a purpose, hustle for your familia. If you like this, hit that like and subscribe. If you don't, you can hit that thumbs down. Heavy as the head that wears the crown. You know what it is. It's the gun, bang, bang, man. I'm going to continue to do what I do because I do what I does. Bang, bang. And in that fashion, Mozzy done got millions now. Sasuke, blah, blah, blah.